well. So do you think that you could do like donuts in a speedboat? Because like we're in the lagoon as Goonies, right? So it's like we wouldn't be able to do donuts in the lagoon. It's not possible. It's inhabitable. Your thoughts, Steve?
I think we'd do donuts. Why not? We
Why
do whatever
not?
we want.
You do whatever you want. All
Be the
right, I
power of
like
God in
that.
anime. Yeah.
As long as you got your pizza rolls in the oven, Jordan, that's all that fucking matters.
hmm
But welcome to another episode of Gunpla and the Goonies. It is us, the degenerate Goonies, and we are gonna spice it up today with a special guest. But before we introduce the guest, we gotta get loose with the goose. What do you do, baby?
Hey, how's it going? Glad to be here with you guys.
Glad to be serenaded with that voice of the angels, Third Impact. Speaking about Third Impact, Father Muggs impacted my life. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm just looking out for all you youngins out there.
I like to hear that. I like to hear that. And you know what? Steve doesn't get to go because I go. Because Steve's going to introduce our guest after this so he can pay attention. Yeah, we got his ass now, ladies and gents. It is I, Gunpla, a.k.a. your local trash bag. Steve, bring in our guest, bro. Bring in the man of the hour guy. You do this for a living. I'm ready to hear the voice.
Do it
Go.
for a living? I don't do this for a living.
Yeah.
You're joined by Scaled by Snax. Is that correct?
That
how
is
you say it?
correct.
Okay. I didn't know if like the X was something else, and I'm gonna fuck that up.
What the X stand for? What that X mean?
What does it mean?
No, just Bill or Scaled by Snacks. Either way, I'm good with it.
Can I call you Young Scaled?
You can, or just Snacks. I mean, that's what a lot of people say.
Oh, Snacks? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hell yeah.
We're going with
Hell
Snax.
yeah. You good in my territory, my guy. If I say, yo, it's my guy Snacks, I'm like, oh, word? It's your cousin? Yeah, you know.
Well, shit, I think everybody knows the lore
Yeah.
of our name, though. What's the lore of your name? How'd you get scaled by Snacks? I like it.
So, previous job a little while back, I got the nickname Snacks, and I kind of carried that nickname over into all of my PC gaming and everything. So it's always been a handle.
Nice.
So when the Instagram started up, it was just natural to flow in Scaled by Snacks. So when I'm at shows or somebody's like, "Oh, there's Snacks," or I meet somebody, it is what it is, and that's where it came from.
I like it, dude. That's cool.
That's 10 out of 10
Absolutely.
right there. I feel like we had a nice collection of, like, names, Like, that's my guy Snacks over there. Oh, that's Lil Goon. We got Papa Muggs, Loosey Goosey, and
And
Steve.
Steve. Fuck. And then Steve. What the fuck? I quit. I'm done.
Just
Not
Steve,
this shit.
Pirate Steve.
Oh my god, bro, it's perfect. Well, we appreciate you joining us, man, especially with the knowledge that you bring to the table. We know that you are on awareness alert, so if you need to, you already know. You let us, you
Yeah.
gotta run, bro. You
I
let
hear the
us
dog
know.
running and barking right now, but she said the wind just got crazy. But no, we're good. We're good.
All right. If you don't know, it is tornado watch out here. It's like that movie, Storm Chasers in this bitch. That's us right now. We're chasing this shit, chasing Snacks.
That's
Bro,
right.
yeah, let's go. Let's get to the
Middle
title of the
time.
episode right there. There's a fucking title, baby. We know that you have experience in the car scene, bro. Obviously you dabble a little bit in the Gunpla scene as well. Any like top car things that you have like, I don't know, just like gravitated to over the years? Like, what was your first car build? I guess would be the best question.
My first car build was a Nissan Skyline R33.
Okay.
So I've always loved the JDM scene and the JDM cars, imports, tuners, whatever you want to call them. So that's mostly what I build, and I'm dabbling into some lowriders, some other stuff, but most of what I build is all imports. That's what I like, that's what I enjoy, so that's what I build.
Okay. Can't deny what a man likes, man. Hey. Now, though you have what you like, what do you dislike? I mean, for us, like I'm bland. I'm new to this. Like you telling me exotic names and I like it. What are some things I should stay away from?
I stay away more from like newer Chevys or
Mm,
Dodge or Ford, just the newer stuff like that. I try to stay away from.
understandable.
If it didn't come out of Japan, it's not something I enjoy building as much.
It's kind of like us with Gunpla, too.
That's
Yeah.
right, though.
Right. What's funny, Kay's building that like a Hot Wheels Ford car right now.
Oh no.
And like, dude, the engine came pre-chromed and everything, so it's like impossible to glue it together. It's fuck. Like,
Why
'cause
would
we
they
already
do
started.
that?
Like, I started my Nissan Skyline. I got like the engine and everything built in, everything already.
It looked like a brick.
And yeah,
Oh.
dude, hold up.
Call
My
my
new
phone.
phone. I'm about to put my iPhone in the car model case from now on. Forget it. It's over. But like, I don't know. Her Ford one, the engine is like terrible for her to build. I had my shit already like powertrain and everything all snapped up and glued together by the time she was just building part of the block. Like it was, she looked like she was struggling on that thing.
Bro, I'd be struggling too. I think we've discussed this, Goose. We were talking about this before. The difference of Gunpla and car building, bro. I think we are pampered. I think, listen, I don't even know if I'm a real builder now at this point, bro. Like, what is my purpose?
Oh yeah, I mean, just this being my first ever opening a car model kit box, like compared to Gunpla, it's vastly different. Just been getting used to that lately too. Just like snippet parts out and like, oh well, this isn't snap fit together, so I can't really just like.
Now, I have a quick question. Snacks, be honest with me. Now, we all know it is illegal to drink and drive, all right? But
Right.
is it illegal to drink and build a car kit?
No, definitely not. No.
You heard it here first.
Now, if
All
you're
right, you heard
pushing
here
it
first.
around on your desk or something, that might be another story.
I'm just saying,
Just keep the keys out of the ignition.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Make sure them shits is on your lap, all right, bro?
That's
We don't
right.
need you to go around, all right? I mean, even some places they want them shits on the floor. I remember one of my buddies was like, "I gotta throw my keys on the floor, bro. Let them know I have no intent to drive." I was like, "You have a problem." I was
Yep.
like,
You gotta-
maybe you
put 'em
should
underneath the
reconsider
car
your life
tire.
decisions.
Right on the car tire, man. You're good.
Where's the car tire?
I'm
Fucking
serious,
yeah, bro.
That's what they do here. I don't know, whatever. Shit might get stolen.
Now, Smugs, I want to throw out the Snacks. You dabble in Machine Krieger, right?
Oh yes.
Do you think that is on the same difficulty as a car model kit? And Snacks, have you done anything outside of that? Because I feel like this would be like a good topic of throwing like different, I guess, model styles together. Like, you know how planes, I guess, would be different also from a car,
Right.
construction-wise. So Machine Krieger, I don't know what the hell that is, Muggs. What is that?
I don't know what it is, man. I've only done one. It's
What do
just
you mean?
I don't
They're
know,
kind
man.
of sci-fi looking figures from what I've seen, like the Hasawago.
Yeah, and they do car stuff. They do all kinds of shit. Honestly,
Dude, car shit too. Fuck.
Yeah, Hasagawa.
Yeah.
But I think it's just like I've reiterated before. Is like, dude, you almost as a Gunpla builder, like once you branch out and start working on other models, it's like, oh man, I really haven't been modeling, have I? Like, I'm not really like
Everything's snap fit and everything.
I'm not a
This is all
modeler at all,
good.
dude. Like fucking with glue and all kinds of stuff. So, but I mean, yeah, I mean that's the big takeaway from that. Jumping from Bandai, which is so easy to like car or to something you have to glue together. It takes a little bit of thought process. I don't know if you in the reverse are like, holy shit, what have I been doing fucking with cars this whole time? This Bandai shit is like Legos or something almost. Like
Yeah.
you just snap it together, you're good to go. Is that how it feels to you almost?
It does. So, like the first kit I did was the RX-93, and that was my first build, my first paint, and the overall just fitment and design of that kit, from all the stuff being able to open, all the bending joints, it was wild. Not needing any glue and just everything like just so smooth on the integration.
Mhm.
It was a blessing. It was nice.
Yes,
I was
Did
very
you almost-
surprised.
Did you feel like overpowered or anything? Because like one of my questions
First
I was gonna ask you,
overpowered.
and I'll just like get out of the way, is like, do you find any of your car building skills almost like hinder your Gunpla process? Like, did you go too hard, go too much, and then look at something and be like, I really didn't need to do all that to this piece. Like, it was probably good to go.
Not really. I think what I would have done different was accounted for some of the very tight clearances. Like, I don't feel like all of the kits are designed to be painted in all of the parts. So I wasn't prepared for the very tight clearances on some of that. So after I was all done and in assembly, places that didn't fit, I was having to sand down or just wet sand down a little bit and kind of trim some of that extra off that was never going to be seen.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
As far as carrying over from an auto build to a Gunpla build, there was so much similar. My process didn't really change much. I didn't feel like overpowered or overwhelmed. The only thing I felt overwhelmed with was the amount of parts in that box.
Oh, true.
Okay.
That was definitely not something I was used to, and not really used to like on a car. I know where parts are going to go on a car. I can
Okay.
see it in my head. I know how it's going to assemble. I have an idea how it's going to fit. When I'm looking at 2,000 plus pieces that I'm trying to paint and look at, it's a little harder to see in my head where everything's going to go, which is why I guess I understand why a lot of people will snap build something together just to take it apart.
Do it all over again.
Imagine
I
in some.
want. Oh,
my
guys, Steve.
bad. I was gonna
No, go
say,
ahead,
imagine in some cases, like with painting, it probably helped a lot going from cars with like masking and stuff. Like you're
Oh,
already
yeah,
pretty used to
definitely.
masking and everything like that. So like even looking at that new, you can see that's like I'm like, okay, like holy shit, like first fucking page, I'm like, god damn, okay, man, like shit.
Everything from like now scribing definitely gets a lot more advanced on the Gunpla side. And so that was something I had to adjust for. Normally on an automotive side, I only really have one scribing tool, and it's like a .01 or a .15 because all I'm doing is scribing door panels, trunk lines, seams, stuff like that. I'm not having to free scribe or make different widths or add some panel lines here and there. So I ended up having to just get a couple more sets of tools and a couple of different things. But after that, it still carried over. It's still hard to get corners, edges, come up with your own design, stuff like that. So there's a whole nother aspect of scribing from basic automotive scribing to that advanced side of Gundam and what you can do with it.
See, and that was going to lead me to my question also with the tools and process of that. Did you have to pick up anything new? Did you find that you could honestly use a lot of the car stuff into the Gunpla scene? 'Cause I feel like that kind of was one of our things getting into Gunpla. It's like the things you don't need versus the things you do need, the tools that you don't really use versus the tools you everyday use. Did you feel that with the car process? Like you were just like, yo, my car nippers are my Gunpla nippers?
Oh, absolutely not. I bought a set of God hand nippers like in the middle of that new build.
He said,
Yeah.
I'm not playing games.
No, nippers on a car, like it's not terrible. You don't need super clean cuts because you're gonna sand everything down anyway.
Okay.
And so a lot of those connecting areas and pieces are more hidden or they're on the top of something on a car, so it's not as important. And you can sand, you can fill, you can hide some stuff with primer. And so on a Gundam kit though, it's a little harder to get away with that. So I wanted everything to be a little more clean, a little more crisp. So once everything's cut, the process for me is the same though. Sanding everything down, making sure all the edges are real smooth, and just prepping for primer.
Okay.
So a question, it's a dual question, I guess. So moving or doing both, I guess doing cars and doing Gunpla, your thoughts and opinions on having to not have to use like glue and super glue anymore. Do you like prefer using glue, or are you like happy you don't have to use glue anymore? And like, what are the types of glues that you do have to use in like car model assembly?
So on the glues first, I'll talk about that. I've tried a variety of different glues and had a plethora of different issues. Pretty much all I use now is BSI Super Gold, Super Gold Plus, and the BSI that's purple. It's a medium gap filler. The Super Gold Plus is my go-to. I could do an entire build with that, from headlights, windshields, assembling the body, putting everything together. As long as you're using it very carefully and in small amounts, you don't get any fog, you don't get any haze, you don't get any issues. And so that becomes a problem on the automotive side, or, well, especially if you have fog or anything gets cleared on your glasses and windshields. You don't want any of that. And you don't want something that you're gluing together, like a front bumper to the main body. You don't want glue smears and stains all over that either.
Okay. Okay.
But BSI
Damn.
Super Gold or pretty much any of the products from BSI are kind of the industry standard for automotive.
Mm.
Is that okay? Bob Smith Industries.
Yes.
Okay, BSI. Yeah, I got some tire glue as a gap
Oh
filler.
shit!
Look at
Now,
that.
oh shit!
Yeah.
I'm already in on this shit, boys. Come on, where are you guys at?
Damn, bro,
It's like
chill,
2000
And we didn't
late.
get the meeting, man. I don't know. We didn't get the memo.
Bro's a machine creator. Now he's a car model, bro. Who are you, bro? You did
He's
Legos. You think
diversified.
you're just an industry plant.
Trying to be, man.
Mox is planted it.
Yeah. But as far as the Gunpla stuff, I really enjoyed not having to get out any glue and just that, and it goes back to that overall fitment and design of how everything goes together.
Have you come across a kit you didn't like yet from the Gunpla side?
Yep.
Sending this man the ZDOC experiment type.
So-
no.
So I've built and painted 3 kits total. I guess technically 4
Damn.
if you count the tickle bang or however you pronounce it, because I'm gonna
Tickle
murder
bang.
all
That's
these
nice.
words.
I like that.
That's
Yeah, that's
good.
good.
That's
Yeah,
what
one
I
of
call it.
us.
It's the tickle
One of
bang.
us.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
And
Canon event.
so this one right here, I really liked the way that one snapped together. So I picked up the
Mhm.
Delta, and that was the first, I guess, transforming style kit that I've put together. I don't intend on doing any more transforming kits.
Come on, no. Don't let it ruin it
No,
for
I
you.
mean, as cool as it looks,
No.
it's not for me.
That's not. It's not it.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
not it.
Those transforming kits, man, they're super hit or miss, dude. Like, I know they say that RG Zeta is a fucking just a hand grenade and just live, ready to roll, dude. No pin.
Stop.
That's an
Now I
impact
haven't
grenade.
done any real grades yet. You see
okay.
these big thumbs and hands. Real grades not for those.
Mm.
I'm with them.
Master grades and some of these hobby grades I've liked, and the Witch from Mercury I've snapped and put several of those together. I just like the size, I
Mm.
guess.
Okay.
Because
I
this
have
is
a
our
real
RG
grade.
king.
It's just not in the lineup yet.
It's not in the lineup yet. Okay.
Yeah, but-
Okay.
You see those
Definitely don't
Dr.
shy
Thunder.
away.
You see that P Bandai? Look at that. Look at him.
You see that P Bandai
There you go.
Jesus, throw out this
Look at my car modeler over here. Look at my
Look at
car
my car.
modeler.
So I put together some of my favorite stuff so far, and kind of what I like. And I didn't really have a whole lot of room in this computer room to kind of set up.
It's all right. It's all right. We see you starting over there. Shit. So I guess like we have your least favorite ones. You have a favorite Gunpla build so far, and would you like I guess like compare that to your like car build? Like you're like, damn, like these are my hand in hand queens right here.
So I picked up the Crash, the P Bandai version of this one. This is probably
Sheesh, my eyes.
one of my I really enjoyed it as a snap build a lot. It was a really everything just went together really smooth. So that style and that size is probably somewhere in my favorite.
Okay.
When I look at, and it's still mind-boggling to me on the automotive side, when something is a scale, it is that scale, right?
Okay.
If you look at some of the hobby grade or master grade stuff, something's going to be 2 inches taller than the other one. For example, this Beyond Global, right? He's all of about 4 inches tall. He's not very big.
You're tiny dude.
And so in comparison to the Witch from Mercury kits that stand 3 inches taller than him, I understand that the size comes off of the anime series, I guess, but I expect something when it says 144 to be equal as every other kit, but it's just not.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I like the bigger, taller style, I guess.
Definitely
Okay.
stay away from G
Understood.
and Wing then.
Yeah.
You'll
they're
not be
smaller.
happy.
Small
It's not our
boys,
sphere.
Crossbow,
It's so
yeah,
tiny.
man.
They're tiny.
Latency stuff.
So,
Definitely.
what I guess like on the Gunpla side, like obviously, clearly, it's very easy to say that like Bandai is your go-to for 90% of your wants. If you want something else, like it's pretty obscure. There's probably like a third party or some Chinese place that makes it. So, I know on the car side it is not the same because there are multiple car model companies and stuff like that, and then you're
Yeah.
gonna get run through a couple of like some companies you would say are like definitely pickups, like build these kits, and like some car companies that you would say like use some caution going into these, or definitely not
Yeah.
beginner friendly and stuff like that.
So there's two kinds of trains of thought on that. Automotive, on what we look at is, just break this down very simple: a curbside kit and a non-curbside kit. Now you can
Okay.
get those from any company, they all make them. A non-curbside kit is going to have an engine that you can open the hood and look at. A
Okay.
curbside kit is going to be something like this. This is just put it together and you see how it is. There's
Oh.
no opening hood, there's no engine, there's no extra stuff to detail. It's just a very simple kit. And so that's what we call curbside. Similar,
Mm.
just like that one right there, right? That's a curbside kit that you're showing. Those are more beginner friendly, a little more
Okay.
entry level, but they still have unlimited potential to be opened up and have things done, especially with 3D printing being so popular. Your best brands in the automotive side, I stay away from stuff like Revell, AMT. It's just my preference. Most of that stuff
Okay.
is all domestic cars. Aoshima, Tamiya, Hasewaga, or however we're going to pronounce it. Those are some quality kits. I
Mm.
stay away from Fujimi. Too
Mm.
much warpage, too many issues. Aoshima and Tamiya are kind of your industry leaders in a kit out of the box.
Heard about Tamiya being there. Yeah.
Dude, that is crazy to think about. I never even thought about 3D printing in the automotive model aspect. Like, because we see it all the time with Gunpla, but I didn't even think about that. Like, it being
Oh
like,
man,
oh
it's
yeah, you can
huge.
take a kit.
Wheels, engines, exhaust,
Yeah.
seats,
Jesus.
I
bodies.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
didn't think about
anything
it.
you could want.
I saw resin bodies the other day, and I'm like, I didn't even think about this. That people are probably resin printing car bodies just because they're probably like discontinued. Because like one of the things I ran into, I'm pretty obscure with like cars that I actually enjoy in real life. So I'm like looking for these model kits that don't exist for like Subaru Baja or something that's like old and like kind of rare, like a Honda Del Sol and stuff like that. And so
Like a
it's
Del
like
Sol you can find.
yeah,
You're gonna pay a pretty penny for it because
yeah,
they're rare and they've never been remolded and redone.
yeah.
Um, But as far as 3D printing, all you have to do is find somebody with a scanner. They can scan that whole print or that whole car and they make it. That's pretty much how a lot of these are done. But there's so many designers and people out there that already have them. It's just as simple as printing it out. The problem with 3D printing in the automotive industry is windshields and headlight.
Mm.
Recreating or being able to vacuum seal that glass is the problem. So something like that I recently had finished last year was the box art for Iceman Collections. He's one of the biggest 3D printers and kind of names in the automotive side. He does a touch of everything from imports, cars, whatever, engines, anything that you want. He does it. So I got to do the box art for two BMWs that aren't on the market from any other car manufacturer. So
Okay.
that's where that 3D really comes into effect because there's stuff that, I mean, licensing for these companies is so expensive, right? So a
Amen.
3D printer, spin it up, print it out, and you can do any kind of car you want.
Damn.
Yeah, that's like a crazy aspect I didn't even friggin' think about till you just said that. It's wild, dude.
Now, what is your like? I guess your damn, like I guess your particular like grill like car kit, because like that's so interesting to me. Like you said, like some of these things are like a pretty penny, especially like depending on like the style. Like, do you have like a holy grail like car kit that you were looking for, or how are you already got that? You conquered that.
I have a couple of my grails already.
Okay.
One is it's resin, it's cast resin, it's very hard to find, and it's
Mm.
a boat tail Buick Riviera. It's an old Buick, and it is a big body car, and it'll be a lowrider style. My other
Damn.
would be one that I've kind of already done, which would be a body WRX or STI. Nobody makes it in a plastic kit. That's something I would really like to see. And then my other Grail I just got from a friend in Israel, which is an RWB Porsche 964. It's a wide
Damn.
body Porsche. It's just a really cool looking car, and it's one of my favorite looking cars in and out of everywhere. So Grail on the automotive side is pretty much complete.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any Gunpla grails that you're looking for now since you're getting into the scene? Or you're
I
kind
don't
of just
know,
going
like
with it?
so I've I've talked a little bit about what I like, and
Mm-hmm.
the Grail side of it for me, I don't really know yet. Um,
Mm.
I haven't decided on that. I've got some that I really like already, and so I like water, I like marines, I
Okay.
like
Okay.
I like the underwater things, I guess. I don't know where that kind of originates from, but when I started getting into Gunpla, I was looking at aqua stuff. So I've picked up just about what I think is out there in aqua, other than the Acu guy, and he's not for me, just not my style.
Yeah,
He's a goofy boy.
don't worry, we're
He
still waiting for
is.
the holy grail of all water suits, the crab suit. Don't worry,
Yeah.
soon we'll get the crab suit. But honestly, that's really cool though because like me and Steve talk about this. Like so many people get into the hobby through different avenues, and like anime for a lot of people is like, oh, I watched Gundam growing up, so like this is how I like pick my suits, and this is how I watch it. And for you, you came through the car scene, so like, have you even like looked into the Gundam side, like anime wise, or do you even watch anime? Because that's also pretty cool that you kind of just like stumbled upon it in a way almost.
So we'll get back into kind of the origin of why I started Gunpla and what I was looking for. Um, so I go to a lot of shows, I go to a lot of IPMS shows, and so I started
Mm,
seeing just a lot of them on the table. I'm like, these look really cool. I played with some robot stuff when I was a kid. I'll send y'all some pictures of that. I still have them.
hell yeah, hell
But
yeah.
never really was into anime or any of that. But from the shows, seeing all the cool kits, talking to other people, that's what got me interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
I reached out to one of my buddies and was just talking to him like, "Hey, where do I go? What do I look at?" I really wanted to get into a kit, and he connected me with somebody else. I got a kit sent to me and built the first one. Since then, I almost have more Gunpla than I do automotive in my
Oh,
collection.
that's fucking crazy. He's one
the
of them. We got him. We got him.
Yeah.
Deal
Uh,
confirmed.
so now it's just going to be balancing, where to go back and forth at.
Right.
What do I want to do? And the other thing on as far as the kits, what appeals to me is because I go to a lot of shows and I like to be able to display, and I display here in my house, is what looks good, like what's going to
Mm-hmm.
pose good, what looks nice.
That's
Not
the best
not
way to do it.
about getting trophies and awards, right? Like I could care less
Yeah.
about that at the end of the day. I like going to shows. I like meeting people. When I went to Austin, I met some really cool builders. One of
Hell
them
yeah.
being Johnny Meckhand.
Oh
I love
shit.
his stuff,
Yeah.
man.
Oh
That dude's
shit.
incredible.
Yep, we got to connect and just hang out, and so I like that aspect of it, and I like something to look good, and I like it to be presented good.
For presentation key. Just
Yeah.
nice. Damn man. I mean, I'm like honestly just like I keep hitting you with questions, but like I feel like that's so like unique now to have like a second like backup build. Like I feel like Mugs you were doing with the Legos a little bit, but like you were telling us like it's kind of like hit or miss depending on how you feel about it. But for you, it's like you can do a Gunpla one day and be like, you know what, I'm gonna switch it up to a car. Do you like how long would it take you to do a car though? Because what I guess depending on like the kit for a Gunpla, it would take you like maybe a day, a week. I'm not too sure how a car scale would go time wise.
Uh, if I go start to finish on a car without spending any time with the other half or playing with the dogs, I can typically knock it out in a couple weeks, right?
Okay.
But
Okay.
I'm slower than that now, and it also depends on how much detail you want to do. Do you want to paint the undercarriage? Are you going to show the undercarriage? Do you just want to spray it all black and move on to the body? So there's shortcuts, there's ways around it. Do the interior all black and call it a day, right? Add some silver graphics or add some silver paint on the knobs and dials. or you can go
Damn.
extremely detailed: carpet, interior, photo etched parts.
Carpet?
How crazy do
Yeah,
you want
bro,
to
I'm
go on
getting
the
blown
paint,
away.
right?
What the
Um,
fuck?
Carpet.
They make
yeah, I mean, and
yeah, but
you can go
Ew.
insane, right? Like 3D
Oh
printed Optima
shit!
batteries, 3D printed pumps,
Crazy.
right?
What
So
the fuck? This is so fucking crazy.
candy paint, everything, right? Like, and so that takes a lot of time to do that masking. On this one, you can see where I did just some more
Bro,
crazy
what
candy
the
paint
fuck?
and
Cool.
That
some
shit is
matching
so
interior
fucking dope.
seats.
That looks like a fucking Pez dispenser. That's so cool.
Right?
Yeah. So it
Yeah.
can take a lot of time. And the one I'm working on right now is for a big show that I'm a part of in September. This will be the first look. Nobody else has seen this yet. See if we can get this to
Oh,
focus.
let me get
Damn, that
insiders.
pinstriping.
Bro,
Oh, so
what?
that,
This shit looks.
So this is all airbrush. That is
That's
a
all
bridal
airbrush.
lace
Oh,
taped down
jeez.
over it and
What
sprayed.
the fuck?
That's so cool, man.
Yo.
I want to see you take
God.
some of that technique onto. I know it doesn't really like translate super well on
That'd be
Gunpla,
so
and
cool
it
to see,
depends.
though.
But dude,
That'd be
seeing a
so
Gunpla
fucking
with
dope.
like
There's definitely some stuff I want to carry over with some candy and some other stuff. And so I've been trying to keep my eye out for a Zaku that I would like, because I feel like those bigger style, more round suits are more ideal for candies and shiny paint jobs, because people in the Gunpla world don't seem to like clear on anything except for that. So I want to integrate
It's a
some of that
goof.
into it. And I want to do some more decal works. Automotive's heavy in decals, right? We use decals on half the side of a body that we don't paint or other things. So I want to incorporate some of that candy work into those G-Skin decals like I used on the base of this, and just play around with like a whole body and find something that'll work for it.
Got the Gunpla Luke of the car world on here right now.
Yeah,
for
With them
real though,
crazy
like damn.
stripes on there, man. I'm like, okay.
So,
oh, shit.
So what are some? I would say like so. What are some like of your? I guess a good example is like finding out getting into Gunpla like what pledge floor gloss being like a really cheap acrylic clear coat, or using it on glass and stuff like that. What are some other?
I'm gonna tell you right now, I get kicked out of Facebook groups because we make fun of people that use pledge. So listen, it is 2024. There are a million other products out there than somebody like scrummaging through some basement looking for some pledge. Like,
Farrell's listening to this right now.
I
Going,
can't
"What the
stand it. For the same price, you can get some decent clear from your automotive store in a rattle can.
Yep.
I can't see the pledge working.
Yeah, I feel you. Okay.
Now,
We don't need no more lemon pledge.
I guess
we have to adapt, right? Like, we gotta move past pledge.
So for you, I guess personally, are there any like secret like hacks or like product hacks that aren't pledged that work for you?
That aren't pledged.
It's like Mr. Clean. That shit works pretty well.
Yeah, you take a
Magic
sham
erasers
wow
or
and
some
you
shit.
rub your car with sham wow.
So my first build, I did all rattle canned, and I just used some Krylon clear that it looks terrible, but it was my first build. After that, I got an airbrush, and I've been using splash paints ever since then.
Yeah, splash.
That was
paints are
actually going to be
shit.
one of my questions. Like, we got like tools and stuff or paints that a lot of people will swear by in Gunpla. I was kind of curious, like, what's the standard over in the car industry? What are people, are they using the same paints that we are? I imagine Tamiya is really big, and probably Mr. Hobby and
SML.
Flash
Oh,
and stuff.
absolutely. Tamiya, Mr. Hobby on their rattle cans, especially primers. Splash is very big also. There's several other paint companies too that still make quality products. Splash for me is just easy because it's US based and I can get it, and everything works together for me. Now, what I found out kind of in the Gunpla world is not everybody likes the time that it takes for some mats to dry with the 2K. So there is there is other options out there for people that are more time sensitive. For me, I'll spray everything clear, put it away for a couple of days, and come back out with it. And I haven't really deviated too much away from Splash. I get to collaborate with them on most of what I build.
Hell yeah.
And the same thing. Not everybody likes the urethane or wants to take the time to really practice and paint with it. So people go away from it.
I haven't used Splash yet, but I know Muggs is a big Splash
Love that,
fan.
dude.
I'm gonna try it one day.
Just spray and pray, dude. I feel like I can't fuck up when I'm painting with that stuff, man. And the pigments are great, and yeah, I'm a big fan of Splash.
On the automotive side, though, a lot of people like different color candies, true automotive candies. And so that's one place that there is different. People use a lot more sparkly bases or something that looks like a boat driving down the road, right? Like, and so Splash hasn't, and no other real paint company for scale modeling has really done it. People like Tropical Glitz, they do it in ready to spray cans that you can rattle can right out. You can get 2K clear right out of a can that makes everything just beautifully shiny. It just looks like it came off a showroom floor. So there's definitely a plethora of options and availability out there.
So it almost sounds like, is it almost more the norm in the car building community to use rattle cans, or would you say like a good majority of modelers, the car modelers, still have like the airbrush and everything?
I think it's a good split. I think that I wouldn't say it's 50-50, but there's a lot of people out there still putting out high-end builds with a rattle can and never having any problem. It also depends on, what you can do in your house, what you have available. And some people go back and forth, right? Like the Tamiya primer is probably the most common used for automotive. Just the gray because of the sandability, the stick it has, especially on resin and 3D printed parts. It just has a good stick, and you're not going to sand it off. When you're taping something off or masking it, you're not going to risk pulling it out. Now, obviously, that's part of your prep too, but the Tamiya primer is very, very prevalent, and that's whether you're airbrushing or you're just going to rattle can of color on top.
What do car guys? I mean, and I don't know, because it's kind of split in the Gunpla community, I feel like sometimes, but like, do people gravitate more towards like weathered builds or super clean finished builds? Because like, I don't know, in the Gunpla world, I love them both. In the car world, I love a good clean looking car, but man, I'll sit and like stare at like when somebody takes like an old beat up Chevy truck and really like nails that weathering effect on there. That's so cool. But is there like a like, are guys pretty much straight clean builders? Are they straight dirty builders? Like, how does
dirty
that
builders.
Yeah, I guess they have like a specialized thing that they gravitate towards, I guess.
So I think that it's two completely different skill sets. A clean builder, we're spending like a nice shiny build. I suck at weathering. I can't lie about that. But I also haven't put the time into it to learn it, to try it, and really just get into it. So on a clean build, it's a lot of time being able to prep, wet sand, get everything super smooth before you even put your base color on. And then your clear, depending on your temperatures, your humidity, how much orange peel you have in the clear at the end, right? Like you don't want to put something that looks just terrible. And so that takes even more time. You put hours and hours into wet sanding, polishing, and just trying to get it crystal clear.
Yeah.
crazy?
That same skill set and time frame is what these people are doing on their weathered builds, right? So it's just a whole different style and a whole different skill set.
Do you guys have like camps though, almost like where like at an IMPMS show, like the clean builders will all kind of huddle around their cleans, and the dirties will hang around their
The clean
dirties,
side
or
over here, bro. Keep your
No,
dirty
I,
man.
down
I have to
there.
imagine they're separate categories. Gunpla is still so IMPMS that it's just everything's kind of lumped into
Yeah.
one.
Look
But
at
I
all
think
these-
with cars, don't they have like your weathered builds and then your clean builds depending on the size of the show?
Not really. So
Okay.
most of the build is based on the car. So whether it's what we call box stock, whether it's custom, what year it fits in, what category it fits in. If you have an import category, your very shiny import is going to be against a weathered import also. Or the same thing on just a box stock, right? Box stock is kind of similar on the Gundam side, but whether you do it fully painted or whether you do it fully weathered, it's going to be in that same category.
Interesting. Okay.
And I'm still
Ah,
trying to learn and understand a lot of the Gundam categories and how they kind of play in. My
yeah.
local IPMS, I feel like, does a good job. They do basically one 144 painted, one
Okay.
144 whatever box stock, however that comes out, or stock build, whatever, where you have panel lines in clear coat or something, and then they have
Mhm.
over 144 painted, over 144 not. I'm going to my first all Gunpla show in October in Arkansas, and they
Oh,
have
shit.
basically 6 categories,
Mm.
and they're kind of broke down good. It gives it a fair mix, and I like the idea that of the custom category too, for stuff that's outside of the box or where your 3D printed parts are used.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Now, Goose, that actually brought me up, reminded me about your experience with that, what is it, the scaling or the grading of the kits. Do you feel like this is like getting better with Gunpla or even just like model kits in general? Do you think this grading needs to be worked on? Like, I haven't entered, so for me, like, this is interesting to see even like the categories and how they break it down.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's going to be two differences there in between your judges and like how the judges judge things on their own, but also, yeah, just having categories and stuff like that, more categories, because I mean, it there's just so many different things in Gunpla that like when you try to categorize things, there's just too many things that like bleed in or blend in because you got scale. Some people are care about timeline or series or stuff like that,
Mhm.
and then like even if you care that much about scale, then you got to break it down to 144, 100, perfect grade, all that stuff like that. And then even if you're in 144, you still got RG versus HG, and
Right.
so it's just super complex. I feel like on Gunpla side, but going to that show recently was really cool. I had a chance to go stop and look at a lot of the car builds and stuff like that, and talk to a couple of guys. Didn't get to talk to too many, but because there was just way too much Gunpla stuff there. But it was cool to see some of the car builds there. My favorite build, the one guy I got to talk to, he actually used testers, rattle cans, and stuff like that, which I've used before on Gunpla when I first started. So
Hell yeah,
that was
same.
cool. Yeah.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm trying to think. Do you have anything else you guys wanted to bring up?
Yes.
Steve?
Yeah, I got one. Did
Oh
you-
my god.
When you were first starting out, did you get the little Amazon tool set too? Is
Is
that a thing?
that
in the car world?
universal?
No,
Yes, I'm
no,
just
I
making
did
sure.
not. So
shit.
I don't have a local hobby shop.
Oh.
I only have basically Hobby Lobby, and so if I
Just
got
like
kind
God
of a
intended.
basic Amazon kit from Hobby Lobby, right? Like a couple of razor blade handles, I got some sandpaper and stuff from there, and if they didn't have it, I wasn't using it at the time. So for me now, I just have to order everything that I want.
Is there any like, I guess, I don't know if I really asked. I kind of talked about it more so with paint, but like tool brands. Like, were you using Display or anything before you started
Oh,
getting into
absolutely.
Gunpla?
Dispay's universal right now. I feel
Yeah.
like more of their stuff is probably geared towards Gunpla or building in general, but a lot of the stuff that I use from Display, from like the circle cutter, the pin vise drill, the vices, we still use all of that stuff. That new tool, the parallel scriber that I picked up, I've already That's something I already showed how to use in automotive, and it makes a huge difference. It makes stuff very simple.
That was a cool
And
video.
the majority of that stuff is going to cross over. Stuff like your glass files in the Gunpla world, that stuff's not really going to be used in the automotive side because I feel like some of those tools, and this is just my opinion from the outside, is some of those are designed for people that are snap building or that are not doing some paint work, right? On a car, nobody's snapping together a car. A car, you don't have that option. Now, Aoshima does make some 132nd kits that are pre-painted, that are all done, and those are designed, snap together, easy, build friendly. But everything else is coming, whatever color plastic it comes in, and it has to be put together, painted.
Yeah, you were the first person I seen to actually use a video with this thing. I tried using this thing on some Gunpla, could not get it to work right. And then I seen you use it on the car, and I was like, maybe I bought this tool for no reason.
No,
I got a reason.
It wasn't the easiest to figure out, and you really got to look at that needle and decide which way you're taking it. Because if you have the backs, it's almost like a triangle point. So you want that fine point whichever way that you're taking it so that it's smooth on the plastic. And I used it almost just like a guide. So once I had my fine line in there, I could just take it away and use my normal scriber to finish it all out. I didn't want that to go deep and just rip up the plastic.
Yeah, that thing, I had bought that when I was first trying to get into scribing. I was like, oh, this is going to make me have even lines everywhere. No.
Even lines for everyone.
And it's not all even. It's harder to see. I don't know if I can get focus on here, but on this kit is older. It's an AMT kit, and it's old. It basically didn't have any panel lines or anything for where the window trim would be at. So I used that tool after I set the distance just to make it my own, however I wanted it. And just basically that same thing, one directional passes, not back and forth.
Yeah.
That shit got me kind of like, I'm scared. We sure we should have did this shit? You sure we should have did this car model shit, bro?
Listen, everything carries over. I put, like, I had a couple of guys reaching out to me, and it's simple. You're gonna do your normal sanding, clean off your sprue stuff on the trees, primer everything down, and then do your paint. After that, it's just window trims and whatever decals and stuff you want. It's really not that bad. Everything kind of carries over, and you can even do a lot of the legwork in the front end, right? So a lot of car kits don't come with the front and rear bumpers glued on, or don't come with a spoiler glued on. There's a lot of stuff you can do in advance. So glue your front bumper on. If you make a mess with the glue, you can sand it all down and fix it. Same thing, glue your back bumper on, sand it down, fix it. If you don't want to risk glue stains where the spoiler or something goes, just go ahead and glue it on, and when you're painting, make sure you get underneath there and you get good coverage.
So, do you glue that on before you even paint, like this specifically the bumpers? Because I was like, cool, we're having a car episode. I'll start building my car, and I'm realizing I don't know when to paint and when to glue stuff on. Because like anything that I can avoid masking, I'm gonna fucking 100% do.
Yep.
So I'm thinking like, okay, I need to like paint a lot more before I glue anything on. So would you like recommend painting like the bumpers and stuff, and then painting the body and then gluing that stuff together?
Not for me. For me, if I can glue it on ahead of time, I can. That way I correct any errors. If I get glue in the seam lines, I can go ahead and scribe that back out. Because you're going to paint align all those seam lines. Well, you don't have to, and not everybody does, but it cleans it up. It makes it look better.
Okay.
So, like, same thing. For example, this kit doesn't come with the front bumper or the rear bumper installed. So I glue all of that together before I do anything. Once that's all glued together, then I'll sand the body down. The thing that you want to make sure, though, is that your undercarriage doesn't need that bumper on or off. So just look at that. And if it doesn't matter, go ahead and put everything together that you can.
Okay. All right, that makes sense.
Damn.
Interior, depending on how detailed you want to go. I like to paint everything separate. Dash, seats, whatever the interior tub is that we call it. wheels are pretty straightforward, and however much detail you want to add into the undercarriage or not.
Now,
Fucked
I
up,
know you
boys.
were talking about
I already
decals.
glued all my shit in without painting.
Oh, you done. You cooked, bro. You fucked up. Remind me to just go to Wingo Bingo now. You already done. Um,
Back up.
so do you
That's
think
all
it'd
right.
be
You
frowned
glued
upon?
everything on that undercarriage together. You're gonna spray it black. You can mask what you want, add some
Oh,
weather into it. You can do it however you want.
you good,
And
Steve? You looking good.
see, at the end of the day, most of your pictures, you're never gonna see that undercarriage.
God bless. See,
Steve's
guys?
not gonna take photos. What are you
Chilling.
talking about?
Yeah,
This
I'm not
motherfucker's
showing
gonna
no
put
way.
that shit on his story, and that's gonna be it. It's
Yeah,
gonna
you
say
get
mission
stories from me.
complete.
I don't make posts.
Just make sure you request undercarriage pictures from Steve, everyone.
Oh hell yeah! That's what we want in the comments. Undercarriage.
I
That's
was
all I
already
want to
hitting them
see.
up earlier, man. I was like looking at these wheels. I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to glue this rotor onto here? Because I'm worried about it being like way off center and shit. I'm like, what is the trick to gluing the rotor on here with it being center so the wheel's not hitting the fucking bumpers? Shit.
I don't want you driving my cars, all right? You relax. Little guy looking crazy shit. Do you think it'd be frowned upon if I put anime chicks on my car? I mean, like I don't know if you see that in the car scene, but I'm due for the car
is,
build.
is car freedom? Because Gunpla is freedom.
They already make them. They're already kits.
Oh, I'm good. I'm about to just invest in that.
Yeah.
You see me?
I'll send you some kits that already
Yes,
exist
please.
that
Please
have
do.
full anime. Most of it is all anime females and characters,
Yeah, I saw this
but
perfect.
they're all
Chef
stretched out through the whole car.
Steve's like, stop there, stop.
Yep.
You're good. I don't need to know any other kind of characters they make.
Yep.
Females, you got me. All right.
Yep. There's
me.
full kits that have massive decal sheets for all of that
word?
style.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Yep, that's it. All right, we need those links.
We
Yeah.
need those links now.
Send the links.
Yep. Probably pretty quick if you Google Aoshima anime model, you should get some kits.
Hiroshima
hands.
anime model.
Zoom
All right.
hands.
Break the card out.
Oh my god. This man pulled out more money. That's what we like to fucking see. Oh my
Yep.
god. Well, you answered my important question because I wanted to make sure I wasn't gonna get canceled by my anime chicks. But you have any other questions for our guest before we let him go and shelter from the world that is darkness?
I have one quick one. What are your all your God, I had it. Oh, all your car buddies. Are they like stoked you're checking out Gunpla, or like you fucking nerd? What's up, anime nerd?
Traitor. Fucking traitor.
Yeah, so I get a hard time from some people about if I'm ever going to build a car again, right? Like, but I think most of it's just in good fun and play.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're all a community. We're all building plastic. We're all here and just connected through social media until we go to a show and we meet other people. Everybody that I've met in person, whether it's automotive, Gunpla, whether it's airplanes, cars, whatever it is genuinely just nice. I haven't really had any bad interactions. Same with the social media. We're all here. We're all just building. And at the end of the day, it's all plastic. I mean, that's what it is. I may not know all of the anime. I may not watch it, but I still get to connect with other builders because we're building. We're still creating it. And so I like that aspect of it.
That's all that fucking matters. Hell yeah.
Just a bunch of
yeah.
nerds, man.
There's a
So
bunch
what-
of nerds.
I guess one last question. Favorite Fast and Furious movie, man?
The first one, the original.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. That's
Forget
good.
about
Sure.
it, cuz.
That's
Forget
the
about
one
it,
that
cuz.
started everything. That's the one that started the love for imports for most of us in this era.
So is Tokyo Drift like a favorite or is that like frowned upon? Because I love Tokyo
No, Tokyo
Drift.
Drift is still really good. Tokyo
Okay.
Drift is that set the franchise up to expand everywhere that it has.
You heard it here
Taste.
first. Tokyo Drift is good. Fucking love that shit. My man Bauer was in that fucking. Man, that shit was good as hell. God damn. Oh my god. Well, Snax,
Yeah.
bro. I appreciate you. Steve, do you have anything harassment? You want to harass him some more, or you gonna let him go free?
It depends on how long does he want to be harassed for.
No. I got some bones to pick. All right, number one. Why are they called slaps and not just stickers? Because that's only Gunpla and automotive. I don't understand this shit. I'm gonna be honest.
You know why
Number
they're
two-
called slaps?
Number two,
You're supposed to
why
slap them
is
on
it
the
a
cutting mat.
backlog and not just a collection? I don't understand. I had never heard the term backlog until I got into this Gunpla plastic. I have a collection of kits, not a backlog. That's way less offensive.
I like the way
Way
he's thinking
less
about this. I like the way he's thinking.
He's attacking someone. Are you attacking me? Backlog?
Slabs, yeah, I don't know. I thought for a minute it was called slabs for a minute. too.
Slabs.
I'm pretty sure they're called
Dude.
slaps because you're supposed to slap them on your cutting mat.
Yeah, we
Slaps
get 'em.
come from the graffiti world where you would get U.S. Postal Service stickers and graffiti artists would draw on those and you slap them wherever. So, like, that was the whole idea. That's why they're called slaps instead of stickers. But I don't know how that drifted over into the Gunpla world. Probably just
From
because
Who
graffiti
made the
artist.
Gunpla slang, bro? Who made the Gunpla lingo? I need to know.
You
I think
guys
it's
are
probably
Urban
some
Dictionary. it.
nerd trying to be cooler than he actually is. Actually, we call them slaps, homie.
Just see fucking
All right, buddy.
explosions in the back.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god, Snax, bro. Where can people find you at social media wise, bro? Because they need to know the good word you're preaching.
It's all scaled by Snax. Whether it's TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, that's where it's at.
You follow that man, goddamn.
OnlyFans?
No.
No,
Only plastic.
Oh, I like that.
So close.
Sometime throughout this week too, I'm gonna get with all of y'all and send
Oh,
out one of these to everybody.
Got those hollows.
Oh.
Yeah,
She-
we got some hollows.
We'll make sure to send
You gotta
you-
send them, bro. You gotta send them the Goonies.
We got,
Hey,
we
who's got
got
the
you.
Goonies phone?
we got you.
Awesome. Yeah,
Hell
definitely.
don't worry.
I'll get
See
with
the
y'all this week.
goods. We'll make the trade.
We missed this hot topic of mine too, and so this has always been a conversation piece with anybody I talk to in the Gunpla world, and trying to just understand this is on the automotive world. It is extremely rare that we put any clear coat down before we decal. Almost everything that is done on the automotive side is over the base color, and what I don't know if carries over is wet sanding your primer on all of your Gunpla to make it super smooth. That's something we do on the automotive side. Is you want that to just be as smooth, as crisp as possible, because when that shiny clear coat goes on, you don't want any of those imperfections. And part of that is also because of the size and the application of some decals. So initially I thought it was crazy to spray clear coat on your Gunpla, do your decals, and then respray clear coat again. It's still just, it boggles me to think about the time and effort into that. So everything that I've built so far is the same way I've done automotive. The bigger parts were all wet sanded down, so they were smooth. The base color goes on. I put all my decals on, and then I go through and clear all of my parts, do my panel lining, and I'm done. It's
Same.
still hard to understand the point of clear decals and then clear.
I mean, I personally don't, but that's more out of laziness. I guess it's only if I have in the past, I've had some matte paints that I didn't know were matte, and so I didn't want decals to sit on the matte surface, so I would clear coat that before I did the decals, but I'm in that boat with you, man. I don't see the point to clear coating it, then decals, then clear coat, then panel line.
Listen, you're talking to a poser here, bro. I wouldn't even survive in the car community. They'd be like, "What is he doing? He's holding the
that's
car
not
with his
true.
hand, just like rolls
That's
off."
not true.
It's drifting. It's drifting.
It's true.
The only thing I've heard people say with it is like the gloss coat will help the panel liner run through your panel lines on Gunpla and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's why they gloss coat first, and it helps move the slides a little bit, and then you seal it with the matte or gloss. I mean, I don't think you necessarily have to, because I mean, That's
the-
that's
we're the
like
Bible
what
on
everybody
Gunpla.
swears
Personally,
by. So
my
that's what I do.
My only thing I could assume would be is the fact of like your body of your kit isn't gonna like on your car isn't gonna come with like in contact with things as much I guess as like the arms and the movement and the articulation and the edges and stuff. So probably it's more so to protect your paint than it is just to that's my only assumption. That's
Where's
what most people
404
do. Yeah,
Me either.
I
No.
can see that.
that would probably be my
We're the
only
Bible
thought.
on
That makes-
Gunpla.
That makes
Just
sense.
a little extra layer of protection before you move on to decals and stuff like that, so you don't chip your paint after assembly.
We
Steve
want
doesn't know
everybody
about
to
that extra
argue in
level.
the YouTube comments about it too.
Oh, you ready for that?
We gotta have them arguing in the YouTube comments.
You have to clear coat before
It's
decals.
just my take
Nerd.
coming from the automotive side, where it's something that we don't ever do, and is something just very rare to see.
We
It
just
was,
call it a civil war between Gunpla and car builders now.
Yeah, that's what it's the Civil War.
What are they doing over there?
Remember what he just said? We're all building plastic. We're all in
Yeah,
this
we're all
together.
building plastic. We're all making it to the same point at the end of the day, right?
Yes. I fucking can't. Well, I do appreciate you, bro. Like you said, scale by Snax, follow the homie. I want to also, who did I pick today? Who's my victim? I'll be Goose. Goose, where can people find you at?
You can always find me on Instagram at @grandfathergoose, and I'm no longer using Pledge to clear coat my things anymore.
Or your floors, damn it.
Oh my god, that's perfect. Steve, now that you've been educated and informed, where can people find you at?
They can't find me. No, they can find me at XXL_new-type on Instagram, and then in deep space, exploring, destroying bugs and robots.
Jesus. Helldivers are us. Mugs, let them know how you're feeling about the next episode of Mean Mug Gunpla.
It's gonna be a long one, but you will be able to witness it on meanmug_Gunpla.
That's what we like to see. You can also follow me at I'm never going to do a car build ever again after this because I'm going to be traumatized. But now you can find me at Gump Lagoon. Please also follow Gunpla and the Goonies. And please follow our awesome guest, Snax, the homie, Scale by Snax. We're going to also put him on the story, let people know where you can find him. But without further ado, I appreciate you again, homie, for fucking coming through and educating us because I was lost in the sauce. Little did they know I didn't even buy my car yet, but now I did. Let's go. I waited till this episode to get my shit. Now I got it. But I do appreciate you, homie. Thank you again, man. So please, or hopefully you're going to guide us on our car build as well because we're going to need you, bro.
Definitely. If anybody, and this doesn't go for just the people on this car build too, anybody listening out there that's just curious on anything automotive, send me a message, ask me. If I don't know the answer, there's a world out there where I can find it.
Hell
and
yeah.
same thing. If you just have a question about process, what do I do? Where do I start? Just send me a message.
You heard that, man. Message him. But good night, ladies and gents. And remember, I wonder if you know what happens in Tokyo. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.